miss all the arguing during our practices. I'm gonna miss you getting mad at me for trying to help you just because your younger sister is better than you. And I get it. And I get it. You don't want people to know because that is embarrassing. But mostly I just want you to know how proud I am of you and how lucky I am to have you as my older sister. I love you so much and I hope you can come and support me at my games and still spend your money on bringing me tickets. Our second senior is Charlie Brown, number 14. And after high school, Charlie wants to continue her education in cosmetology and aesthetics and work towards owning her own business. Charlie's favorite memory from softball was either team bonding at Jill's house her freshman year or when Jack fell off the bucket. Charlie Brown has been a part of the team since her freshman year, and over the past years, Charlie has continuously put in the hard work and effort to become a better player and better teammate. She always has a positive attitude and always has something funny to say. My personal favorite thing about Charlie is how funny she is and how funny her laugh is. And I hope it's something you all can hear because it's like a wheeze. And where was I? There's many more things I could say about Charlie because she's just a great person overall, but we would be here all day. So just to keep it short and simple, she's a very funny, hardworking, and can be a very happy person. And we will miss you so much, Charlie, as a friend and as a teammate. It's really great having you around.
Okay, first off, I want to say Jenna, after high school, wants to attend a college for softball and study business. She said her favorite high school memory would be van rides with Jack and hitting every cone possible. Okay, this is my part. Tonight we get to celebrate the most uplifting, amazing person I have met. Jenna, you have inspired me so much over the past 2 years of playing. When I first walked onto this high school field, I was terrified of you, but you welcomed me onto the field with open arms. She's not just a teammate to me, she has become a big sister in my life. You put a smile on my face every single time I see you. You light up everyone's life, and I am so grateful to have gotten so close with you. Once I became throwing partners with you, it just adds more and more love I have for you every day. All the gossip we have spilled and all the chats we've shared and the advice I have gotten. I'm so glad to have shared so much time with you. It's like a blink of an eye and it's already over. This reminds me not to take any van rides, warm-up, practice, or game for granted, because one day you won't be stepping on the same softball field as your best friend anymore. I love you, Jenna.
I got another one.
I know. We'll be back to back. Okay, now time for Adriana.
I'm not going to cry now.
Okay, after high school, she wants to continue playing softball in college while getting a degree. Her favorite softball memory is van rides with Jack. Adriana, here we go again. It's hard to put into words what you mean to a lot of people on this team, but most truly to me. With your attitude, goofy faces you make all the time, and the last we've shared, I'm so sad to think this is our last meeting. Between you and Jenna, you both took me under your wings and made me feel at home. I can talk to you about anything and truly trust you with everything. You never fail to put a smile on my face or make me laugh. I know with your determination and bubbly attitude, you look far and do great things. I'm so proud of who you've become. I can't believe this is the last time I will be stepping on this field with you, getting ready for games. I'm going to miss all the talks we've had after practice and all the jokes we've shared, and I will forever cherish every moment of time with you. I love you, Adriana.
Okay, we got one more thing we got to do, right?
Oh, God.
Where's your flag?
Hey, can you grab the flag? In the backpack.
We got one more. We got one more funny thing to do.
Hello.
Just to jump in here really quickly, we are having senior recognition at North Mason Fastpitch Field. We'll have that ball game for you shortly. Stand by.
Lord help us.
Everybody could please rise.
Oh my god, you guys are singing? I don't have
Ready? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we marched were so gallantly streaming. Then the rockets break clear, the bombs bursting in, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good afternoon, and I got to get the right sheet. Where is it? There it is. Welcome to the Fastpitch Field on the North Mason School District campus, just west of James A. Taylor High School in Belfair. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of high school spring sports with the Olympic League Fastpitch softball matchup featuring the North Mason Bulldogs and the Bainbridge Spartans. My name is Diedrich Allen. Jerry Apple has the day off today. We are having some audio difficulties, so we apologize in advance. If we do cut out from time to time or things get a little wonky on you, we are having some audio issues. North Mason is 11-5 on the season, 6-4 in the Olympic League. The Bulldogs are coming off Monday's 3-2 win over Kingston. Bainbridge has a 1-10 record, all Olympic League games. The Spartans are coming off their first win of the season on Monday when they beat Bremerton 5-1. This is the second time North Mason and Bainbridge have played this season. In the first meeting, on April 14th, the Bulldogs pounded the Spartans 15-5. in 5 innings. Coming up, the lineups, batting orders, and, of course, first pitch. It's Olympic League Fast Pitch Softball, the Bainbridge Spartans, and the North Mason Bulldogs on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Up on your feet. Up on your feet. They're just throwing to me. Gotta have a mask on. You're gonna squat behind the plate. That's a rule. Don't squat. Just stand up. Stand there you go.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV powered by HCC is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
And we're back here at in Belfair at the Fast Pitch Field. Diedrich Allen working solo today. Pardon me while I run through the lineups for you. For the Bainbridge Spartans, leading things off will be Julie Hart. She plays third base. Olivia Lunt will follow over at second. Rollins Anderson will be the pitcher for the Spartans. The designated player, Audrey Leon, will be the designated player, and she will bat cleanup. Abby George, shortstop. Let's see here, Sophia Kochever at first base. Clara Biggs, center field. Avery McGregor over at left. And the catcher will be, I'm going to say it's Lily McElwain. And also over the flex player and playing in right field will be Matilda West. For the Bulldogs, Kennedy Carson will lead things off left field. Taylor Madison short. Jenna Markison, center field. Sydney Imlay at third base today. Aubrey Dunham, the freshman, pitching today. Adriana Crawley at first base. Addison Roy at second. Michaela Menace is catching today. And Charlie Brown is in right field. About ready to get underway here. Wow, we're right on time, I guess, is what we're saying, and we're really blasting in through there. I'm sorry, folks, we are having some technical issues, and so leading things off, and I get myself situated here. We'll see when I can get the stats up and the scoreboard, but here is Julie Hart leading things off for Bainbridge. Lead this game off. Here's first pitch on the way from Dunham, the left-hander, high ball one. And Hart versus Bremerton on Monday, or actually on, last week, May 1st, 3 for 5 with an RBI and scored a run. Second pitch on the way is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 on the count. That's the wrong device here. Hold on a second. Oh, just a little out of sync due to these audio issues that we're experiencing today. Here's the next pitch on the way, the 1-1, high ball 2. 2-1. To Hart, leadoff batter for the Spartans here. I thought I did all this. Here's the next pitch. It's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Hart. And we'll have to. Let's see what we got here. Hold on a second here, folks. Here's next pitch on the way. It's going to be high, and there's a leadoff walk for the Spartans as Hart heads over to first base. So 1 on, and second batter coming up will be Olivia Lunt. And Olivia was 0 for 3 in Monday's win against Bremerton. It's a 5-1. She'll step in, 1 on, nobody out. First pitch to her shows bunts it right in front, and running and getting it is going to be Emily. Throw the first for the out there. And on the play, however, Hart makes her way over to second base. So, runner in scoring position with 1 away. And that will bring up number 7, Rollins Anderson, the pitcher. And Rollins was 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs on Monday. And Spartans' first win of the season. She'll step in. 1 out, 1 on. Runner at second base in Hart. Here's pitch on the way. Just a bit high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on. 1 out for the Spartans here in their half of the leadoff. Here, the first inning pitch on the way. Strike 1 called. So 1-1 the count to Anderson. Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called, so 1-2. Roland Anderson, 1 out, 1 on, runner at second base. That's Olivia Hart for the Spartans. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball just over the reach of Roy. Rounding the third, heading in, is going to be Hart. And that's going to be an RBI as the Spartans strike first here with 1 out. Okay, so Emma Nishura Welling will come in to run for Anderson. So number 1 on there. So runner at first base, 1 in, 1 out. And here is the designated player, Audrey Leon. And Audrey was 1 for 3, had a double and scored a run against Bremerton on Monday. Runner at first, 1 in. 1 on. I gotta update everything. And Leong is stepping in to face Dunham here for the first time today. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in, 1-0 for the Spartans here, top of the first. Here's the next pitch on the way. Or the first pitch, I should say. It's going to be high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in. 1-0 game here early. Top of the first at senior night for the Bulldogs. Drop Dunham. Just a bit high for ball 2, so 2-0. To Audrey Leon. Spartans wearing the pinstripes today on the white. This is going to be high. Ball 3, so 3-0 is the count. Runner at first base for the Spartans, and that's Welling. Emma Welling over at first, 1 in. Pitch on the way. That's a strike at the knees. So 3-1 to the designated player in Audrey Leon. Aubrey Dunham in the pitching circle for the Bulldogs. Here comes the next pitch on the way. Lefty in there. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So the count goes full. Again, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in for Bremerton here. Top of the first 1-0. Or, I'm sorry, Bainbridge. Did I say Bremerton? There's a swing and a foul off. Count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yes, I do miss Jerry Apple in these situations, especially when I have technical difficulties, and it started out from the beginning. So we shall get through. This is going to be a fun way to do things today. Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that's out number 2. So 2 away for the Spartans here with 1 in and 1 on. So here comes number 22, Abby George, the shortstop. Abby was 2 for 4, scored a couple runs. Fouled the first pitch off. So 0-1 to George. Getting a 1-0 ball game, top of the first inning. 2 out, 1 on, runner at first base in Welling. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. So 0-2 to George. As Dunham's got her working here early. Here's the 0-2. Tie ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on, 1 in for Bainbridge here, leading 1-0. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a pop fly out of play over everybody's head. And count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, 2 out and 1 on. Runner at first base for the Spartans. Sophia Kochibar is on deck should George reach. Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss. And back-to-back strikeouts for the Bulldogs. And that will be that. 1-0 though. Get 1 hit, 1 run, leave 1. Lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the frame. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at the Fastpitch field in Belfair. In North Mason and Bainbridge, Bulldogs coming up. The Spartans on top, 1-0. Leading things off will be number 3, the left fielder, Kennedy Carson. And Kennedy, on Monday against Kingston, was 0 for 1. Did walk 3 times, scored a run. And she'll lead things off here for the Bulldogs. Trailing this game early, 1-0. Kennedy Carson will step in to lead it off for North Mason. Here's the next pitch on the way. Inside. Ball 1. Got Kennedy to move out of the way. So here's the 1-0 to Kennedy Carson on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's headed into right field. On the run out there to grab it will be West, and that will be out number 1 for North Mason. So 1 away. So 1 out. Nobody on. And here comes Taylor Madison, the shortstop for the Bulldogs. Taylor was 1 for 3, hit a home run. Batted in a couple runs and walked against Kingston on Monday. Got the sleeves up. First pitch to her, swing and a fly ball center field on the run, trying to get to it. And off the glove will be Biggs, and Taylor Madison's on first base. So 1 on, 1 out for North Mason here. And that'll bring up center fielder Jenna Markison, and one of the seniors today. Jenna was 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and scored a run. I've been watching her since she was a freshman. Takes first pitch to her strike, and on the run, on the pitch, actually, Taylor Madison makes her way to second base. Had the throw, but it didn't make it in time. So Taylor Madison's in scoring position on second base. 1 out. Swing and a fly ball. Left field on the run to get to it, and grabbing it out there will be McGregor. That's for out number 2, and Madison will hold there at second base. So 2 down for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the first inning. And here is Sydney Imlay playing third base today. First pitch to her, high, ball 1. Sydney was 1 for 3 on Monday. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1. Taylor Madison is second base for the Bulldogs. She'll head back there. So 2 down. Next pitch on there, ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Sydney Imlay. Swing and pop that one up. It's heading foul and playable, but it drops in foul. And it's 2-2 now, as West couldn't quite get to it. Make sure that's actually West out there. No, it's Avery McGregor. I have this backwards. So McGregor's over there in the right field. I'll have to change that on my sheet. So Imlay will dig in with the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Taylor Madison's second base. There's a pop fly infield. Trying to get to it is the second baseman. That's Olivia Lunt, and that will do it for the Bulldogs here in their half of the first. We head to the second. Bainbridge with a 1-0 lead early on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we are back here for the second inning of play. Bainbridge 1, North Mason 0, and the Spartans are coming up. Leading things off will be the shortstop, Abby George. And Abby was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored in the 5-1 win over Bremerton on Monday. She's lead off batter here today. Here's the first pitch from Dunham. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop into left field for a base hit. I'm sorry, this is Sophia Kochever with the base hit. Pardon me now. So 1 on and nobody out. Now, here is Clara Biggs, number 2. Go back to March 24th. In a game against Port Angeles, swings and fouls first one off. She was 0 for 2 in that 14-0 loss. So nobody out, one on, runner at first base. And that's Kochever, Sophia Kochever over at first. Here is next pitch to Clara Biggs. It's going to be high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Next pitch on the way from Aubrey Dunham. It's going to be low, gets away from the catcher, and on the play on that pass ball. Kochever makes her way to second base. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Clara Biggs. Here's next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going foul up on the berm off the first base line. So it's 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 1 on. Sophia Kochever over at second base. 1-0 game. Spartans on top here early. Comes the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that is out number 1. And the third strikeout for Dunham. So here's Avery McGregor playing right field. I'm going to change that. First pitch to her. It's going to be ball 1. Come on. Here's the next pitch. Shows bunt. She pops it up in the air, and coming in to try to get it was Crowley. The ball pops into the infield here, in near the fence, and there's runners at the corners for Bainbridge now. With 1 out. So stepping in now is number 28, the catcher, Lily McElwain. And Lily was 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI, scored a run as well on Monday. Here's first pitch to her with runners at the corners, first and second, pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. It stays right there. There's the next pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball right into, oh, nice backup there by Madison. Ball went over the head. And they will advance on the error throw there. As Michael Swain is on, second base on that throw. So runners at second and third. And here's the top of the order in Julie Hart, who walked in the first inning and scored the game's first run. So runners at second and third. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. Stays there. Got to update everything. Again, 1 out, 2 on. It's a pitch on the way. It's going to be low ball 2. It's a 2-0. And Hart will step back in. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2 on for Bainbridge here, leading 1-0. Top of the second, pitch on the way. Again, ball 3. And Hart will step back in. Likely take on this pitch. And she takes strike 1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. McElwain over at second. And I'm sorry, it's McGregor And third pitch on the way. It's going to be a walk. And that loads the bases here with one out. Back-to-back walks for Julie Hart. And Coach Bowers is going to come in and talk to Aubrey Dunham. And I think we're going to get a pitching change here early as Madeline Smith will come in. If I'm seeing this right, yes. Aubrey's heading in. Did go an inning in the third. Gave up the 1 run. And I have, 3 hits on her. So we'll get a warm-up coming up for Madeline Smith. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we're back here in Belfair, 1-0, Bainbridge on top. And at bat, the bases are loaded, and taking over in the pitching circle is Madeline Smith for the Bulldogs. She last pitched on Bremerton the 28th, I should say April 28th. Went 7 innings, 14 runs, 9 earned, 12 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, faced 41 batters in that 15-14 win. There's a swing and a foul ball as coming in to face is Olivia Lunt. I'll be facing Smith here for the first time, and she has 1 strike on her after the foul ball. So bases are loaded, 1 out for Bainbridge here. We're in the top of the second inning, 1-0 is the score. Here is the 0-1 to Lunt. It's going to be low ball, 1-1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 3 on for the Spartans. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball. That's right over to Imlay at third. Gets the out there. Coming in and scoring is going to be McGregor. And there'll be 2 outs and 1 in, making it to 2. Making it 2-0 as McGregor's in. Let's see here, that's 2 out, and that would be, no. This is in. All right, so now up is number 7 is a pitcher for Bainbridge, Rollins Anderson. She had a base hit back in the first inning. So it's 2-0 here. And swings and misses at the next pitch. Let's take a look here. We have runners at first and second for the Spartans. And it's 0-2 to Anderson. Little ground ball over there to Roy. She'll throw it over to, bobbled it a little bit, threw it to Crowley for the out. And that will be that, but the Spartans leave 2, get 1, and they lead 2-0. We head to the bottom of the second. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at Belfair, heading to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Bainbridge on top. North Mason coming up, and it looks like the let's see, but yes, it'll be Madeline Smith coming into bat, and she's now taking over in the pitching circle for the Bulldogs. Well, let's see what I have on her for her last at bat. Well, I have her back on the 28th of April to 0 for 2, 3 walks, RBI, and scored a run. She's now in the pitching circle for North Mason after the Spartans have come up 2-0. And, yeah. So we got Smith, Adriana Crawley, and Addison Roy all due up here in this inning. And we'll get that underway in just a moment as Madeline Smith will step in. Jerry would be very confused by what I'm doing here, and I'm a little bit confused as well, so I gotta get some other things updated on the graphics. I'll get into the rhythm here, folks. Just give me a moment as Smith will step in, number 9. Now pitching in relief of Aubrey Dunham. Here is the first pitch to Smith. It's high for ball 1. Real high. So 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff batter for the Bulldogs here. And Smith, here's pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball. That's playable. And it comes down right in front of me as a strike and a foul ball. Boy, came down with a lot of authority there. Knock one of my screens off here a little bit. So I'm trying to keep some sun off the screen. Forgot about the dust that's always here. So 1-1 the count to Madeline Smith. Leadoff batter for North Mason here in the bottom of the second. She swings at a high one. She'll foul that one off. It'll also drop in as a foul. So 1-2 the count for Madeline Smith. 2-0 Bainbridge on top. A little bit of confidence after their win on Monday over Bremerton, their first win of the season, coming into this ball game. Here's the 1-2 to Smith. That's going to be high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Leadoff batter for North Mason here in the bottom of the second. I didn't update that, did I? Swing and a fly ball. That's headed over there to right field. It's going to drop in just in the grass. And Smith has leadoff single for North Mason. Second hit of the ball game. And here is Adriana Crawley playing first base. And Adriana was 0 for 3 against Kingston. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner here for Madeline Smith, and that will be number 17. And I believe that's Kehlani Ivy will be over at first base now. So Kenna Ivy will be running for Smith at first base, nobody out. And here's Adriana Crowley, and I believe her nickname is Yaya. He'll step in, waiting for the home plate umpire to enter the information on his sheet. And he'll step in, and behind McElwain, the catcher for Bainbridge. Crawley shows bunt, connects with it, and then fouls it off. And that will be 0-1 to Crawley. 1 on. Kehlani Ivy over at first base for the Bulldogs. Here's the next pitch to Crawley. Swing and a fly ball. That is out there to right field off the glove of the right fielder. Throw to second, and they'll get Kehlani there. But Adriana's safe at first. So 1 out. 1 on. And here is Addison Roy playing second base today. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Addison. Yes, it is Addison Roy. Sorry, I was thinking a different Roy. She takes strike 1. And Addison was 0 for 2, but walked twice against Kingston on Monday. That was Monday, right? Yeah, that's Monday. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's going to be high. Runner goes, throw to second, and the ball popped out. And Adriana Crawley's safe at second base. So runner in scoring position. And it's 1-1 to Addison Roy. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Roy. Outside and high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Roy. Again, Adriana Crawley at second base. 1 out. And the batter is Addison Roy. Bottom of the second, 2-0 is their score. Pitch on the way. Going to be outside. Again, 3 balls and 1 strike to Addison Roy. When I drove in here, I noticed that Coach Valley was hosing down the infield here. Doing a lot of work here on the home plate. Here's a swing and a foul straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Addison Roy. It does get a little bit dusty up here. Don't have much of a breeze, so it's not going to blow too much towards me. So here's the 3-2. Swing and a fly ball. That is out there again to right field. Reaching up and grabbing it is going to be number 33, and that's Avery McGregor. And that'll be out number 2. And here comes number 5, Michaela Minnis, the catcher today for the Bulldogs. First pitch to her is a swing and a miss. Michaela was 0 for 3. On Monday, she'll step back in with the 0-1. 2 out, 1 on. Adriana Crawley and to second base for North Mason. Pitch on the way. It's going to be low. That's ball 1. 1-1 the count for Michaela Minnis. She'll dig in, wait for the 1-1. 2 out, 1 on. There's a ground ball foul right towards me. That's a 1 ball and 2 strikes to Michaela Minnis. She'll dig in. She's got that left foot a little bit behind. Swing and a ground ball. It's going to go up the middle. Nice. Oh, went through the legs there. Coming in to score will be Crawley. And that'll make it 2-1 North Mason. And that makes it 2-1. 2 out, 1 on. Crawley just came in to score, Adriana Crawley. And Michaela Minnis is at first base for North Mason. And we do have a courtesy runner. Number 4. It was number 4. That was Zoe Holdorf at first base now.
4 for 5. Courtesy runner.
So Charlie Brown will come up, the right fielder. One of the 4 seniors on this team for the Bulldogs. So it's a 2-1 ball game. 2 out, 1 on, runner at first. And number 4 and Zoe Holdorf, and a first pitch to Charlie Brown. It's going to be a strike 1 called. The next pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's going to go foul up against the screen there over the first base line. And it's 0-2 to Charlie Brown. Charlie will step back in, dig in. Wait for the next offering. Pitch on the way. Swing, and another line foul up the first base line. Nice play out there by the coach. Didn't quite get to it. So the count remains 1 ball. I'm sorry, no balls. 2 strikes. 1 on, 2 out, 1 in for North Mason here in their half of the second. Next pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. And that will be that. But the Bulldogs get 1, leave 1. We head to the 3rd inning, 2-1. Bainbridge with the lead, and coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we're back for the 3rd inning of play. 2-1 the score. Bainbridge with the lead, and at bat, leading things off will be number 21, the designated player, and Audrey Leon, and she fouls first one off. So 0-1 the count to the leadoff batter for Bainbridge. Here's the next pitch on the way. And side and low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Audrey Leon. Abby George, and there's a ground ball right up the middle. It gets into shallow center field, and Leon is on base. Lead things off here for the Spartans, leading by 1 run. Here comes number 22, the shortstop, Abby George. She struck out in the 1st inning. She'll step up. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch on the way. Low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at first base in Audrey Leon. Here's the next pitch on the way. Another low 1. 2 balls, no strikes. No out, 1 on. Here's the next pitch on the way. Ground ball. Madison can't get to it. Gets into left field. Up with the ball will be Carson. And there's runners at first and second for the Spartans here. On the play, by the way, Leon makes way to second base. That'll bring up Sophia Kochiper. She had a base hit back in the 2nd inning. 2 on, nobody out. Joe's bunt leaves it right there in front of the plate, and it rolls foul. 0-1. Now we are coming to you from Belfair, Washington. North Mason and Bainbridge on the field today. Fastpitch softball on Mason Web TV. If you're just joining us, 2-1 is our score. Top of the 3rd. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. It goes foul up the 3rd base line. So 0-2 the count to Kochiper. Clara Biggs on deck. But you've got runners at Second and first. Here's pitch on the way, swinging a pop up. Is it playable? Nope, it's out of play. Behind everybody. Good try by Menace, but no going. So the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 2 on. Runner at first and second. Audrey Leon at second. Abby George is at first. The batter with a line drive again gets into shallow left field, and there are back-to-back singles here for the Spartans, as Leon ends up at third, George is at second, and Kochever's on at first, and those sacks are loaded for Clara Biggs, who struck out in the second. Nobody out, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the third. Here's a pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out, 3 on. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right back to Smith. She'll go home for the out there. The bases remain loaded, but they'll record the out on the throw home. And a little bit of confusion on who's covering. So this will bring up Avery McGregor. Should have base hit and scored a run back in the second. It's a 2-1 ball game. 1 out, 3 on. First pitch in there to McGregor is ball 1. Again, the bases are loaded. Now 1 out. Top of the third. Here's pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off for strike 1. 1-1 the count. To Avery McGregor. Playing right field. So I'm trying to figure out who's in. I think it must be West who's in left, but we'll get to that in a moment. There's another pitch on the way there. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. I'm sorry, 3 on, 1 out. What am I saying? Let's go through that again. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 3 on. Bases are loaded for McGregor. Pitch on the way. It's going to be low. That's going to be ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. And McGregor steps back in. Pitch on the way. Ball 4, and that'll walk in a run. As we just tried it, and that will be George will come in. Avery George, and that makes it 3-0 now, or 3-1. Excuse me, 3-1. Little meeting in the pitching circle for the Bulldogs. 1 out. Still the bases are loaded. No, it's not right. And this will bring up number 28, Lily McElwain, who's the catcher. Had a base hit and scored a run in the second. This pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball. That's playable. And Menace gets it from the catcher, and that will be out number 2. So here comes the top of the order, and Julie Hart at third base. Bases are loaded. 1 in. 2 out. 3-1 is her score as Hart will step in. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be ball 1. Good stop there by Michaela Menace, the catcher for North Mason. Julie Hart will step back in. Has a check swing. She got it. It went. There's 1-1 to count to Julie Hart. Julie's been on base twice. She walked both in the first and the second inning. She is atop the leadoff batter for the Spartans. She's going to take ball 2, so 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 3 on. Bases are loaded. It's going to be ball 3, so 3-1 the count to Julie Hart. And again, she's drawn walks in her first 2 at-bats. Or should I say, for the purists out there, plate appearances. Here's the 3-1. Check swing. She went. That's strike 2. The pound count is full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 3 on, 1 in. 3-1 ball game. Top of the third. Bainbridge on top and at bat. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. And that is the way to get out of a jam, as the Bulldogs only gave up 1 run, have the bases loaded 3 times. We head to the bottom of the frame. 3-1 is our score. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Bottom of the third inning we go. 3-1 now the score. Spartans, they left 3 in that third inning on base, but did get 1. And they have increased their lead back to 2 runs. As Bulldogs are trying to come up and find the bats here in the bottom of the third, and leading things off, the top of the order, Kennedy Carson, who flew out in the first inning in her first at-bat. And I can't get this to the right spot. Okay, there we go. Okay, gave up on that one. We'll just deal with the sunshine. I'll have to move that in the next break. So Kennedy Carson will lead things off. Anderson still in the pitching circle for the Spartans. They're up 3-1 here. Bottom of the third. Wasn't quite expecting this close of a ball game coming into this, but the Spartans have showed me some life here today as they pick up their first win on Monday. Here's the pitch on the way to Carson. It's high, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, no leadoff batter for North Mason here in the third. Kennedy Carson. Playing left field. Pitch on the way, swings and fouls. 1 straight back, 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter for North Mason. It's a lot of chatter coming from the dugout, from the Bulldog dugout. Here's a pitch on the way, just a bit high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kennedy Carson, the leadoff batter for North Mason here in the bottom of the third. Next pitch on the way. Still a bit high, so 3 balls and 1 strike to Carson. Kennedy Carson leading things off for the North Mason Bulldogs here in their half of the third inning, trailing by 2 runs, 3-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a foul ball. And the count is full to Kennedy Carson. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball center field. Getting under it, gloving it will be Biggs. That'll be out number 1 with another fly out by Carson. So 1 away. And here comes Taylor Madison, who had a base hit in the first and ended up at second base but was stranded there. Taylor Madison with those sleeves rolled up. Getting some sun on the shoulders. She'll step in kick some dirt around. Our first pitch is high. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Nobody on for North Mason here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, trailing 3-1. Taylor digs in and swings in, drives one to right field. West up with it, throw it to second, and that's a second hit for Taylor Madison. Bring up Jenna Markison, center fielder for North Mason with 1 on and 1 out. And Jenna flew out in the 1st inning. First pitch to her as the runner goes, as Madison goes to second and turns the corner there as the ball got away from the catcher, McElwain. So runner at second and a 1-0 to Jenna Markison, one of the 4 seniors here today. Pitch on the way. It's going to be high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Throw to third, and the ball popped out, so Taylor makes her way over to third base now. Got to pay attention to everything here. So Taylor Madison is on third base. Jenna Markison still the batter with 2 balls. Pitch on the way. Just a bit high. Ball 3, so 3-0 to Jenna Markison. As Taylor Madison's at third base, 1 out for North Mason. Here is the 3-0 to Markison. That'll be a walk. So Markison heads to first base. And that'll bring up Sydney Imlay, third base today. She flew out in the 1st inning. I'm trying to read my writing, my scribbles, I should say.
Go 1-6.
Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball. That's headed into foul territory, and third baseman can't get to it, and it's foul ball. Third baseman is Julie Hart. Couldn't quite get to it. That's second strike, isn't it? Sydney Imlay will step back in, wait for the next pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball. That's a shallow center field. Under it and gloving it is for the out is there, but tagging and coming in is going to be Madison. And that will make it 2 out, and the 3-2 is their score. And the bases are now clear. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Let's see. Yeah, Markison remains at first base. And this will be a ground ball over to Smith. Will be gloved and throw over to first. But Bulldogs get 1 back, and they trail by 1. It's 3-2. Bainbridge coming up as we head to the 4th inning of play. 3-2 is their score. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here for the 4th inning of play. Pardon me, folks. And Bainbridge coming up. Leading things off will be Olivia Lunt. She grounded out in both her two previous plate appearances, in the first and the second. And she will lead things off for Bainbridge here. Swings the first pitch and fouls it off. And here is the 0-1 to Lunt. Swing another foul off the opposite direction. So 0-2 to Lunt. Olivia playing second base today. Again 0 for 2. Rollins Anderson on deck. Swinging a ground ball. Chopper goes to Taylor Madison. Throw over to first, and they just got her on the ground out. So 1 away. So 1 down. Nobody on. Nice throw by Taylor Madison backing up on the play. And here comes Rollins Anderson. Should have base hit back in the first inning. Did not bat in the previous 2 innings. 1 out for Bainbridge here. And Anderson will step in. She'll dig in, wait for the first pitch from Smith. Swing and a fly ball, center field, drops in, base hit. Anderson rounds first and holds up there as the throw is in to second base. And there's a 1-out single for Anderson. So 1 on, 1 out. And we'll have a courtesy runner as number 1 will head over there. And again, that is Emma Nishimura Welling, and we'll call her Emma Welling. Shorten things up a bit. And here comes the designated player, Audrey Leon. She had a base hit back in the 3rd inning and struck out in the 1st. So she's 1 for 2 today. Designated player, or essentially designated hitter, but they use the player instead. In the fast pitch, here's the first pitch to Leon's, low and away. Ball 1. Again, runner at first base, and that's Welding running for Anderson. This pitch on the way is a little fly ball right back to Smith. Throw to first, and they'll double them up. And that'll go 1 to 3 on that double play. So better put that down, and that'll end the inning. And the Bulldogs coming up, trailing by 1 run, 3-2, heading to the bottom of the 4th on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we're back here in Belfair, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-1 is our 3-2 is our score, excuse me. And leading things off for North Mason. Bainbridge is on top, by the way. Adriana Crowley, she had a base hit back in the 2nd inning. Should come in and score a run as well. One of those 2 runs. So she will lead things off for North Mason here in their half of the 4th. Trailing by 1 run here. Although the official score says it was it's 4 runs, but I have 3 runs. The board says 3 runs, I believe. And we'll keep with that for the time being. So Crawley, there's a meeting in the infield. I don't see any changes there. Hart at third, George at short, Lunt at second, and Coach Jabber over at first base. Outfield is West, Biggs, and McGregor from left to right. McElwain is still the catcher, and Anderson is the pitcher. Oh, let's hold on a second here. Yep. Olin Anderson is the pitcher. I don't see any other changes, but we might have a little bit of a change. We're checking. Oh, let's see. They're looking at talking with Wiley McElwain, talking about a sharp pain out there. So there was a little meeting in the mound, and now they're going to warm through play a little catch there, make sure she's loose. And here comes Adriana Crawley to lead things off for North Mason, trailing by a run. First pitch to Adriana, another senior, a little foul off right towards me. I'd play it, but no. Did bring my glove, plus there's a fence in the way and a backstop. A little back stop, I should say. 0-1 to Adriana Crawley. Digs in again, waits for the 0-1. Swing and a fly ball, center field, out there and up against the fence. Crawley rounds first, heads to second, and a stand-up double for Adriana Crawley to lead things off. So 1 on and nobody out for North Mason here. As here comes Addison Roy, who flew out in the second inning. She'll dig in, wait for the next pitch. High, ball 1. So 1 on, nobody out. Adriana Crawley at second base for North Mason, trailing by a run. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, infield. Coming to try to get to it right at the foul marker is going to be Olivia Lunt, and that's out number 1. And Crawley remains at second base. And this will bring up number 5, Michaela Minnis, the catcher. She had a base hit back in the second inning. That's her second at bat. She'll dig in. Adriana Crawley again at second base, 1 away. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball. Gets away from the catcher. And Crawley will make her way over to third base. So Crawley's on third base for North Mason now. And it's 1 ball, no strikes to Minnis. Pitch on the way and a little ground ball back to first base. His glove there, runs over, touches the base for the out, but Crawley comes in to score. And that ties the ball game at 3. Making it 3-3. And nobody's on base now, 2 out, and here's Charlie Brown, who struck out back in the third inning. Right fielders inside on that first pitch. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on for North Mason. It's a 3-3 ball game by my count. And I think the scoreboard, but there's a couple of lights out on that scoreboard. Here's the 3-1, the 1-0, swing and a miss here. 1-1 to count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on, 1 in for North Mason, tied it up at 3. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball, it goes foul. Right towards me again. And that is 1-2 on that count to Charlie Brown. Another one of those seniors for North Mason here. Wearing number 14. Here's the 1-2 to Brown. Swing and a fly ball, center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Brown rounds first base and holds up there. And that's a 2-out single for Charlie Brown. So 1 on and 2 out, 1 in. Here's top of the order. And Kennedy Carson, who was flown out in both her 2 previous plate appearances. First pitch to Carson, it's high, runner goes, throw to second, Brown slides in there, and she is safe. So Brown is in scoring position for North Mason at second base with 2 out, 1 in, 1 on. And that pitch, by the way, was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Kennedy Carson. Here's a pitch on the way, high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 out, 1 in, 1 on. Charlie Brown at second base for North Mason. Kennedy Carson, the batter. Swing and a ground ball that goes foul up the third base line. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Brown made it all the way to third on that foul ball. Has to go back to second. This is a 3-3 ball game. Kennedy Carson digs back in. Waits for the 2-1. It's going to bounce in, gets away, and Brown's going to go over to third base on that wild pitch. So it's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at third base now as the Bulldogs are moving runners along. 2 out, 1 in. Runner at third, Kennedy Carson has a 3-1 pitch. Takes it for strike 2, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes for Kennedy Carson. Again, Charlie Brown at third base. 1 run has already come in, tying the ball game at 3. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. North Mason, Bainbridge in a matchup now. Here's a swing and a foul ball. That came out quick, but it hooked foul, and the count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy Carson looking to give the Bulldogs their first lead of the game. It's 3-3 by my count, and I believe that's what the scoreboard would say. Here's the full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on. Runner at third. Pitch on the way. Ground ball. That one's fair. That goes into left field. Charlie Brown comes in, gives the Bulldogs a 4-3 lead. And Kennedy Carson is over at first base. So it's now 4-3. 2 out, 2 in. And a runner at first. And here comes Taylor Madison, who takes a ball, and the runner goes. Kennedy Carson is over there at second base, reading out that throw. So 1 ball, no strikes to Taylor Madison. Next pitch gets away from the catcher, so Carson makes her way over to third base. So the Bulldogs is moving the runners over. So runner at third, 2 out, 2 in. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Taylor Madison. Swings and pops one up. It's on the infield, out there to get it and grab it. It will be Olivia Lunt. But the Bulldogs get 2, leave 1, take a 4-3 lead. We head to the 5th inning of play. Bainbridge coming up. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we head to the 5th inning of play in a 4-3 ball game. North Mason takes the lead, and Bainbridge coming up. Abby George will lead things off. She struck out in the first, but had a base hit and scored a run in the 3rd inning. And here's the first pitch to her. Swing and a miss for strike 1. George will step back in. Shortstop takes ball 1-1. The count to George, leadoff batter for Bainbridge here in their top of the 5th, I should say. I have a 4-3 in my official thing. There's a fly ball infield. It's going to drop in, base hit. Roy with it. Throw to first. Did they get her? They did not, so that'll be 1 on. And that'll bring up Sophia Kochever, the first baseman, or playing first base for Bainbridge here. First pitch to her from Smith. She shows bunt, takes a ball gets away. So George heads over to second base, rounds the corner there and holds up. So Abby George's over at second base now. And it's 1 ball, no strikes to Sophia Kochever. Here's pitch on the way, swing, and a ground ball right there to Taylor Madison. Throw to first for the out there. Throw it over to third, a little bit behind. And George makes her way to third base. But that's out number 1 for Kochever. And the Spartans and that will bring up Claire Biggs, number 2, the center fielder. She got a base hit back in the 3rd inning. Was struck out in the 2nd. Fouled the first pitch off. Again, runner at third base, and that's Abby George. 1 out. And Clara Biggs is the batter. There's pitch on the way. Inside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Abby George over at third base for the Spartans. Pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball over to third base. Picked up there. Looks at the third and a bad throw, and that'll come in. Coming in will be George. Heading to second will be Biggs. So give her a hit there. Puts her on second on the error. And a run comes in. And that ties the ball game at 4. 1 out and 1 on for Bainbridge. And a runner at second base with 1 in. We're meeting the pitching circle. Maybe I'm wrong. It's going to be 5-4. I guess it is 5-4. I have to double check that. I guess it's 5-4. All right. So I'm actually wrong on the scoreboard. With those missing numbers, it's really difficult to say. So it's 5-4. Bainbridge has taken back the lead. And here comes number 33, the right fielder, Avery McGregor. She had a walk, and she hits one right to the glove of Roy for out number 2, and that'll hold the runner there at second base. So 2 away, 1 on. And that'll bring up the catcher, Lily McElwain. She flew out in the 3rd, had a base hit back in the 2nd. Also scored a run, pitch on the way. Outside, strike 1. So McElwain will be back in there with an 0-1. 2 out, 1 on. Inside, ball 1-1 the count. Clara Biggs over at second base for the Spartans. 1 in, 2 out, 1 on, and a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that was a foul tip. And it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes to McElwain. Should she reach, Julie Hart on deck for Bainbridge. Here's the 1-2 to McElwain. Swing and a miss And that will be that for the Spartans. They do get one. They take the lead back 5-4. We head to the bottom of the frame. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Bottom of the fifth inning we go. A 5-4 ball game. I was wrong on my count earlier. And North Mason's coming up here as the Bulldogs tied it in the last their house at bat. Now they're behind by a run again. The Bainbridge is not giving in at all. This 1-10 team. Pitching duo of Roland Andrews and Lily McElwain still in there. And we're about ready to get the inning underway as Jenna Markison, is that right? She will lead things off. She walked in the third. Well, she flew out in the first. So Jenna will step in for the leadoff to lead things off here for Bainbridge. For North Mason against Bainbridge. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning in a 5-4 ball game. And Markson will step in, wait for the first pitch to her from Anderson. Pitch on the way, high, strike. Oh, that looked high, but the home plate umpire said it's strike one. 0-1 to Markson. Leadoff batter for North Mason here in the bottom of the fifth in a 5-4 ball game. Pitch on the way, high, ball 1-1. I guess the audio issues are still there, but they're not prevalent here. There's another pitch that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jenna Markison, leading things off for North Mason here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Her team trailing 5-4. Markson digs in, waits for the 2-1. Swing and pops one up. First baseman out there to get under it and grab it. And that was Kutcheber. That's out number 1 for North Mason. So 1 down. And that will bring up Sydney Imlay. Swings at the first pitch and knocks it foul. All right, so 0-1. To the third base. Sydney Imlay digs in, waits for the 0-1. Outside, little high. Ball 1-1. So here's the 1-1. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball headed into the shortstop. Getting under it will be George, and that's out number 2 for North Mason here in the fifth. And here comes Michaela Smith, who flew out in the third. She'll step in with 2 down, nobody on. Her team trailing by 1 run. Pitch on the way. Swing and foul that one off. So 0-1. Madeline Smith. They call her wrong? Yes, Madeline Smith. They say something wrong with Madeline Smith. M. Smith. Madeline Smith waits for the 0-1. Swings and fouls another one off. 0-2.
Just about clobbered Chase.
So no balls, 2 strikes to Madeline Smith. 2 out, nobody on for North Mason here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's headed over to right field on the run out there. And getting it will be McGregor. And that will do it for the Bulldogs here in the 5th. We head to the 6th. 5-4 Bainbridge. They're coming up.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Well, we're in the 6th inning now. Bainbridge leading 5-4. And coming to lead things off for the Spartans will be the top of the order, Julie Hart, who struck out in the 3rd, had a walk in the 2nd, and a walk in the 1st. She also scored the game's 1st run. And she will lead things off for Bainbridge here. And she'll step in, faces Smith again. Here's the first pitch to her. Swing and a ground ball. That's going to roll foul. And that'll be 0-1 to Julie Hart. Leadoff batter for Bainbridge here in the 6th inning of play with her team up 1 run on North Mason. 4-5. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball, chopper right to first base. Adriana Crawley can't get to it. It stays fair, and backing her up will be Roy, but not in time. And that'll be a leadoff base hit for Hart. So 1 on and nobody out for Bainbridge. And this brings up number 17, Olivia Lunt, plays second base. She ground out in her first 3 at-bats. First pitch to her with 1 on. Shows bunts high, misses. Throw to second is offline. But getting over there is Hart safely. So, no balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 on. As Hart made her way over to third base on that steal, on that strike. To Lunt, here is the 0-1. To Olivia, that's ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out. Runner at second base and Julie Hart. Bainbridge up 5-4. Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. That is going foul. Can they get to it? No, it's going to be foul. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Kennedy Carson tried to did her best to get to it, couldn't quite get to it. Taylor also came out from shortstop to get to it. Couldn't get to it. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olivia Lunt. 1 on, runner in scoring position. Julie Hart at second base. Next pitch is going to be low and ball 2. So 2-2 the count to Olivia Lunt. There's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a foul off. And the count remains 2-2 to Olivia Lunt. Again, a runner at second base. Nobody out. Julie Hart standing at second. And Olivia Lunt is the batter, waiting for the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Nope, it's going to be low. Ball 3, so 3 balls, 2 strikes to Olivia Lunt. Nobody out, 1 on. Julie Hart at second base for Bainbridge. They're leading 5-4. She jumped out and came back in. I wonder what the score was. I had it wrong early. There is going to be a walk. And that will be runners at first and second for Bainbridge. Nobody out. And coming up will be Rollins Anderson. And there's a meeting with Coach Valley in the pitching circle. I think we'll have a pitching change, and Addison Roy is going to take over, it looks like. And the pitching circle for North Mason. So we will step aside. We'll be right back. It's a 5-4 ball game, 2 on, nobody out for Bainbridge. We'll come back. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
And we're back here with a new pitcher for North Mason. It'll be Addison Roy. And Addison, she pitched 7 innings against Kingston. Gave up 2 runs, 1 hit, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. She will face the pitcher for Bainbridge and Rollins Anderson, who is 2 for 2. Has had a base hit on each her first 2 at-bats. Here's a pitch on the way. It'll hit her, and that will load the bases here for Bainbridge with nobody out. So Hart is at third, Lunt is at second, and now Anderson is at first. And that'll bring up the designated player, Audrey Leon, who flew out in the 4th, had a base hit in the 3rd, and struck out in the 1st. So bases are loaded. Nobody out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Leon. That's 0-1. Here is the next pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, and the bases are loaded. Hart is out. Julie Hart is at third. Olivia Lunt is at second, and Rollins Anderson is at first. Actually, it's going to be number 1, the courtesy runner, and Emma Welling. And that was the next pitch there to Leon was a foul off, so it's 1-2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Audrey Leon. Nobody out, and the bases are loaded. Pitch on the way. Outside, and strike out number 1 for Roy. So that's out number 1 for Bainbridge here in the 6th inning. And this will bring up Abby George. She had a base hit in the 5th, a base hit in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. So she's 2 for 3. Pitch on the way. Swings late and misses. So 0-1 for Abby George. Again, the bases are loaded, 1 out. Hart at 3rd. Lunt at 2nd, and Welding is at 1st. for the Spartans. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball over to Taylor. Throw home a little high. Got her at home for out number 1. Or I'm sorry, out number 2, excuse me. So 2 down and 2 out. Still the bases are loaded. So Hart was out at home. George makes it over to first. Welding's at second. And the Lunt is at third. And the batter now is Sophia Kochever. She ground out in the 5th. Had a base hit in the 3rd and a base hit in the 2nd. Here's first pitch to her. Swing and a miss on that fastball. So 0-1 to Sophia Kochever. Bases are loaded, 2 out. Next pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled straight back off the screen above everybody's head, and it's 0-2 to Sophia Kochever. Again, the bases are loaded with runners at first, second, and third. And again, George is at first, Welding's at second, and Lunt is at third. Here's the 0-2. Gonna be low, ball 1-2 the count to Kochever. Playing first base today. It's a 5-4 ball game with Bainbridge up a 1 run here. Top of the 6th. Pitch on the way. Check swing, ball 2. 2-2 the count to Kochever. Bases are loaded, 2 out. 5-4 game here. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball goes foul. And the count remains 2-2. Interesting. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 3 on. Sophia Kochever at bat for Bainbridge. The runners at first, second, and third. Here's the pitch on the way from Addison Roy. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for Bainbridge here in their half of the 6th. They lead. The base is loaded. We head to the bottom of the frame. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 5-4 game. Bainbridge on top. North Mason coming up to bat, and Adriana Crawley will lead off the 6th inning. She had a double back in the 4th and a base hit in the 2nd. Also, I believe she scored 2 runs. 2 of those 4 runs. So she'll lead things off here. Rowan Anderson still in the pitching circle for the Spartans. Bainbridge looking for the 2nd win of the season. They got their first one on Monday against Bremerton. Yeah. If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitch, YouTube, and formerly known as Twitter, YouTube and Twitch. We're also on Blue Sky Social, if you want to check that out as well. So Adriana Crawley will step back in. Oh, also, if you have a chance, please give a big thank you to our sponsors making this broadcast possible. They include Hood Canal Communications, Mason County Public Health and Human Services, Prevention, Education, Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, Mason PUD number 3, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate, Mason County PUD 1, and Mason Health. So Crawley will step in, wait to lead things off for the Bulldogs, trailing by 1 run, 5-4. First pitch to Adriana. Check swing, she did not go. And that'll be ball 1. Excuse me while I update everything. I did not do that. Okay. That's ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Adriana Crawley. Leadoff batter for North Mason here in the bottom of the 6th, if I have everything right on the board. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Left field. Getting under it will be West, and that'll be out number 1. So 1 down. And this will bring up Addison Roy, who is now pitching, and she flew out in her previous 2 at-bats. First pitch to Addie is high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on for North Mason here. Bottom of the 6th, 5-4 ball game. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 2 to Addison Roy. And Addison will step back in. There's a pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Addison Roy. 1 out, nobody on. Bulldogs trailing Bainbridge 5-4, and at the plate is North Mason's Addison Roy pitching right now. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 4, so Addison Roy heads over to first base. And there's 1 on and 1 out. And here comes Michaela Minnis, the catcher, with Addison Roy at first base. 1 out. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. Bit high. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Addison Roy at first base. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's headed over to right field. On the run to get it is going to be McGregor. Throw to first as Roy did not get back in time to tag up, and that will be that for the Bulldogs. We head to the 7th inning. 5-4 Bainbridge. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Top of the 7th we go. In a 5-4 ball game, Bainbridge on top, and the Spartans are coming up to bat here as they have a 1-run lead as we head to that last inning. You do expect Clara Biggs, Avery McGregor, and Lavi McElwain, excuse me, in this half inning. Bainbridge would love to get its second win here over the Bulldogs. Let's see if they do have that in there, as Biggs will be the leadoff batter. And let's see here if there's any change in anything, we'll remind you that Roy's in the pitching circle. Michaela Menace is catching. Sydney Imlay's at third base. Taylor Madison's at short. Madeline Smith is at second, and Adriana Crawley is at first. In the outfield is Carson, Marcuson, and Brown from left to right. First pitch in there to Clara Biggs is a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff batter. To the right fielder. Here's a pitch on the way. Clara Biggs, swing and a miss for strike 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clara Biggs, leading things off for Bainbridge here in the 7th, leading 5-4. Here's a pitch on the way. That's going to be low. Ball 2. 2-1 is the count to Clara Biggs. Here's the next pitch on the way. Oh, high and away. Ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Clara Biggs. And Clara, let's see here, she had a base hit back in the 5th. Ground out in the 3rd and struck out in the 2nd. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That is in foul territory, and nobody can quite get to it as Charlie Brown, Michaela Smith, and Adriana Crawley all went out for it. So the count is full to Clara Biggs for Bainbridge, leading things off for the Spartans here in the top of the 7th. Their team up 5-4. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and that will be out number 1 for the Spartans here. So 1 down. And this will bring up Avery McGregor, right fielder. She flew out in the 5th, had a walk in the 3rd, swings and misses the first pitch. Had a hit and scored a run in the 2nd. So 0-1 is the count to McGregor. Playing in right field today. Here's the 0-1. Going to be high, ball 1. 1-1 to count to Avery McGregor. Here's the 1-1 with 1 out. Going to be ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike to McGregor. 1 out, nobody on for the Spartans. They're leading 5-4 here, top of the 7th. Here's the 2-1. It's going to be 3-1 on a nice grab there by Michaela Menace, the catcher for North Mason. Here's the 3-1 to Avery McGregor. Strike. Oh, that's going to be just low. I thought it was a strike, but that's a 1-out walk for Avery McGregor. She heads over to first base, so 1 on and 1 out for Bainbridge. Now to bring up Lily McElwain. Struck out in the 5th, flew out in the 3rd, had a base hit and scored a run in the 2nd. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Lily McElwain. 1 on as McGregor's over at first base. Avery McGregor. Pitch on the way. Strike on that outside corner at the shoulder. So 0-2 to Lily McElwain. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 2 for Bainbridge. And that'll bring up the top of the order. And Julie Hart, she had a base hit in the 6th. She struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 2nd, walked in the 1st. She has a ability to get on base, does Julie Hart. Playing third base. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1 outside and low. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, 1 on. Avery McGregor over at first base for the Spartans. They're leading 5-4 here, top of the 7th. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 1. So 1-1 is the count. for Julie Hart. We'll step back in. Again, 2 out and 1 on. Avery McGregor over at first base. Here's the 1-1. Ooh, she swung at that one. And the runner goes on strike 2. So McGregor makes her way over to second base. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on. Runner now McGregor at second base. So Art will step back in with a 1-2. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. And 3 strikeouts for Roy in the inning, and the Bulldogs are down to their last 3 outs. They're trailing by 1 run, 5-4. We head to the bottom of the frame. That's the bottom of the 7th on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
Bottom of the 7th inning we go. Pardon me. The Bainbridge Spartans 5, North Mason Bulldogs 4. Bulldogs down to the last 3 outs, and they're coming to bat. Michaela Minnis, Charlie Brown, and Kennedy Carson due up here in this inning for North Mason. Actually, it looks like Charlie Brown's going to be leading things off here. Oh, that's right. Minnis did bat in the 6th party. So it's Charlie Brown, Kennedy Carson, Taylor Madison due up here in the 7th inning. 5-4 is the score. Bottom of the 7th. Bainbridge on top and North Mason at bat. First pitch is a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Charlie Brown, leading things off for North Mason here in the 7th inning of play. Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball that's going foul over up on the berm. Nice catch out there. So 1-1 the count to Charlie Brown. Now Charlie had a base hit and scored a run in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. So here's the 1-1 to Charlie Brown. Leadoff batter. Strike 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Charlie Brown. She'll step out and take a big breath there. Step back in. Wait for the 1-2. Swing and another foul off over the backstop towards the right, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Charlie Brown leading things off for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 7th. North Mason trailing Bainbridge 5-4. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That is, again, out of play over everybody's heads and foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Charlie Brown leading things off for North Mason here in the 7th inning. Spartans 7, a 1-run lead. 5-4 is our score. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a ground ball that spins foul. Charlie Brown had a good hit on that one, but it hit the turf or it hit the ground, the dirt, and quickly came foul. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Charlie Brown. Leading things off North Mason here in the 7th, the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball that goes foul up the third base line. And that will be 1 ball and 2 strikes as Charlie Brown is working hard here in this at-bat. So here's the 1-2 again to Charlie Brown, who digs in. Rollins Anderson in the pitching circle. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that'll be ball 2. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Charlie Brown. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball. Again, hooks foul. Oh my goodness, she's got some spin on that ball. That makes it to roll foul a whole bunch of times here. Now here's still a 2-2 count to the leadoff batter for North Mason. 2-2, the count. Again, here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be high for ball 3, so the count goes full to Charlie Brown, who's just been battling here. Yeah, Charlie Brown will dig back in. Wait for the 3-2 pitch from Anderson. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be a swing and a base hit as it drops into center left. Charlie's going to hold up at second and make it forward, or held up at first and make it to second. And there is a battle at the plate, and Charlie Brown won that one with a double. So the tying run over there at second base. And here is Kennedy Carson. Kennedy had a base hit back in the 4th, flew out in the 3rd, flew out in the 1st. She's 1 for 3. So there's a runner at second base, and the first pitch into Kennedy Carson's ball 1. So 1-0, nobody out, 1 on. Charlie Brown at second base after her leadoff double, where she worked that count full, and then it's up on second. That pitch came in there high. Here's a swing and a miss by Kennedy Carson, making it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, 1 on. Charlie Brown represents the tying run out there at second base. Kennedy Carson at bat. Here's a pitch on the way. High, ball 2, 2-1. Is the count. That's 2 balls and 1 strike to Kennedy Carson. Nobody out, 1 on. Charlie Brown's at second base. For North Mason, trailing 5-4, bottom of the 7th. There's a swing and a fly ball. Is it going to drop in for a base hit? Charlie Brown to third base and holds up there. Kennedy Carson to first. And runners at the corners with nobody out for North Mason. And here comes Taylor Madison. And Taylor flew out in the 4th, had a single in the 3rd and a single in the 1st. She is 2 for 3. Scored a run as well back in the 3rd. So tying run is at 3rd, and there's a ground ball. Gets by the shortstop. Here's Charlie Brown for 1 run. Kennedy Carson holds up at second, hits to 3rd, turns the corner there, throw in. Here comes the throw. Here comes the runner. There's a winner. 2 runs came in, and that is the ball game. 6-5 is that, and RBI, 2-run RBI double for Taylor Madison with a walk-off there. What a ending for North Mason. We will take a break. We'll come back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a down line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV powered by HCC is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
Well, it's a final here in Belfair in dramatic fashion. Taylor Madison hits a two-run double in the bottom of the seventh inning to propel the Bulldogs to that 6-5 win over Bainbridge Island. The Spartans, give them credit, they hung into that ball game throughout and didn't give up, and they wouldn't let the Bulldogs come away until Taylor hit her two-run shot. Or two-run double. Let's take a look here at some of the totals. Here we'll just go down the list. Kennedy Carson was 2 for 4. Had an RBI. Taylor Madison 3 for 4. 2 RBIs and a two-run double. Also scored a run. Jenna Markison 0 for 2. Cheyenne Imlay 0 for 2. But did bat in a run. Madeline Smith 1 for 3. Adriana Crawley 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a double. Let's see here. Addison Roy 0 for 2. Had a walk. Michaela Minnis 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And Charlie Brown 2 for 3 with double and 2 runs scored. Let's see here. Well, North Mason used 3 pitchers. They started out with Aubrey Dunham. She went 1.1 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Madeline Smith went to 3 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Addison Roy picked up the win, going 2 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts there. For the Spartans, let's see here. Abby George was 3 for 4. Scored a couple of runs. Rollins Anderson was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Olivia Lunt was 0 for 3 but did bat in a run. Clara Biggs 1 for 4 with an RBI. Avery McGregor was 0 for 2 with an RBI, 2 walks, and scored a run. And Lily McElwain was 0 for 4, but did bat in a run. So that's pretty much the totals there. And a dramatic come-from-behind win for the North Mason. Next up for the Bulldogs, they have a quick turnaround. They travel to Port Angeles tomorrow. The Spartans host North Kitsap on Monday. Our next broadcast is tomorrow, but has yet to be determined. Only thing we need to know, we do know for sure, is that the first pitch is at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. We will either be in Vancouver for playoff baseball or in Shelton for Fastpitch regular season finale. Our next North Mason broadcast is also up in the air, and that depends on the postseason schedule. And that will do it for us here in Belfair. Final score, again, Taylor Madison walks off with a 2-run double to give the Bulldogs a 6-5 win over Bainbridge. We'll talk to you tomorrow You have been watching high school sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human
An important
Services
safety
Prevention
reminder from
Education
Mason
Partners,
PUD3.
Substance Abuse
Please
Prevention
never
Coalition.
touch a downed power line. If a power
Mason
line falls on your
PUD3,
vehicle, stay
connecting our
inside and call
community with
911.
safe,
Tell
reliable,
others to stay
economical,
back.
and
Wait for
sustainable
emergency
services
personnel.
24/7.
Never touch anyone or anything in
The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.